So I've been having some pretty interesting conversations with guys over the last 10 years, really, but more so here recently within the last, pretty much all of 2020, right? Pandemic's done some very interesting things, done some pretty interesting things, right? We have many people that are struggling financially. We have many people that, I wrote a blog post about this. I'll include it in the comments or in the description area. I wrote a post on this a while back, how COVID exposed you. It exposed me. It exposed all of us, right? And what I mean by that is it exposed a weakness of your life, right? So if you were weak financially, it exposed that. If your business was weak, it exposed that, right? If you didn't have an online component of your business, you probably do now. If you didn't have a drive-through as part of your business, you probably do now, right? It exposed relationships. If you didn't have a good relationship with your kids or with your wife, I want to say it was either New York State or New York City. I remember seeing a blog article on this that, like, when the whole pandemic hit, that there was like a 10-day period where it had like the most files for divorce like in the country. It was insane. Because men and husbands and wives were forced to be in the same room together when they hate each other's guts and they can't stand each other, right? So if your relationships were weak, it was exposed. If your health was weak, it was exposed, right? So COVID exposed us on many different areas, right? Exposed me, exposed everybody. And so if you're weak spiritually, mentally, it exposed you, right? So I've had a lot of interesting conversations with guys, and a lot of it is financial, okay? A lot of it's financial and totally understandable, but it's all really a mindset, right? So, when we know that we need to make a change, like in one of those areas that we were exposed, right? If we were exposed physically, if it was our health, if it was our job, like whatever that was, and we were seeking help and we were seeking to improve and kind of get to that next level to try to create a pandemic, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a pandemic proof body, a pandemic proof business, a pandemic proof relationships, right? If we're seeking coaching and mentorship to do that, right? A lot of it comes down to mindset, money mindset. How do we think about money? Okay. So if we find ourselves saying, I just can't justify spending that much money on this right now. I hear these conversations. I can't justify spending that much money on myself, on coaching or on whatever. I can't justify spending that much money on that. It would be irresponsible for me to invest into this business program. It would be irresponsible for me to hire this coach to help me to get in shape. It would be fill in the blanks, right? Or we fall for the if-then trap. Or is it if-then? Yeah, the if-then trap, right? We fall for the if-then trap. What's the if-then trap? No, the when-then. Those two. There's two of them. The when-then trap. When this happens, then I'll be able to do this. When the pandemic goes away, then I will be able to lose weight. When the pandemic goes away, then I will be in a better position to build my business. When the pandemic goes away, then I will be able to, I'm guilty of this one, right? When my kids go back to school, because, pandemic, they're home right now. When my kids go back to school, then I can focus on my health, my work, whatever, right? So if any of these are resonating with you, drop a comment below. And if you're watching this live, drop a comment let me know, live or whatever. And then if you're watching this on the replay, let me know if you're watching this on the replay. So I want to share with you probably the most, when we find ourselves in a position where, man, that would be irresponsible of me to spend this money when I know I should, spend it on groceries or whatever, when that it's something that you need to do for yourself. I want to share with you probably the most irresponsible thing that I've ever done. Now, this doesn't seem like an irresponsible thing, but as I look back on it, like, wow, you know what? That kind of was, in a sense, that was kind of irresponsible. Okay, it was a good thing. Turned out to be a good thing. And I don't share this with you for recognition. This is why I don't talk about this. I don't share this with you to look for praise. This is not why I'm sharing this with you. Because this is why I never talk about it. But 2018, I had an opportunity to do something amazing. Okay, this is something that had been on my heart for a long time. And basically, I had the opportunity to become a living liver donor. Okay, and I thought about it for a very long time, right? Like, wow, what are the pros and the cons? Like, how does this all work, right? I had the opportunity to be a living liver donor where I would donate a portion of my liver to save someone's life. Okay. Again, I'm not saying this for recognition or anything like that, but I want to tell you how this as I look back, was kind of an irresponsible thing in a certain sense, and how this all ties in and what this could possibly mean for you. So I decided to do it on Halloween, Wednesday morning, 5 a.m., San Antonio. I went in and I donated 70% of my liver with the possibility of dying. Very small chance, but it's happened, right? So as I look back, like, man, you know what? That could have been a pretty irresponsible thing for me to do. And what made me think of that, what made me reflect on that, was a good friend of mine. Shout out to Brian. He's one of my mentors, lives in San Antonio. He came to visit me in the hospital. I think it was like the first day after the surgery. They opened me up from like stem to sternum. Took 70% of the liver, extreme abdominal surgery, and it really, man, it was a long emotional process recovery. But I remember sitting down with him and he was telling me, he's like, dude, how did you do that? Like, you've got 2 young kids. I have 2 children, right? At the time, my daughter was 7 and my son was like 2 or 3. He's like, you've got 2 young children. You've got a wife that depends on you. You have a community that depends on you. You provide for your family financially. Like, how did you do that? I honestly, like, even as a Christian, I don't think I could have done that. Like, how did you do that? And I never really had an answer for that. I'll get into this story in more detail another time. And I didn't have an answer for that. And as I started looking back, like, it's been now, it's been over 2 years. And as I look back, I'm like, shit, you know what? Like, that kind of was an irresponsible thing. What if I did die? What if I didn't recover? What if something, because there was a possibility when we sat down with the surgeons, there was a possibility that you might not be alive after this. That's a possibility. Or the other possibility was I could have liver failure. And I would be in the exact same position as the donor that I was donating my liver to. And I would need to have emergency liver transplant surgery, right? So here's the thing. If going through that, if I would have, man, a long story, right? But that was an irresponsible thing as I look back. That could have cost my family, me, my students, me, finances, money gone, right? Business gone. My wife can't run the business. All that would have went away. Why did I do it? Well, strength has a greater purpose, right? Strength is more than reps and sets. And one of the things that I realized at the end of that as I was recovering, and as I look back on the 20 years that I've been coaching and teaching jiu-jitsu and competing and running my gym for 10 years, and like as I look back, I realize strength isn't about you. Strength isn't about me. Being healthy is not about you, right? If I would not have taken care of myself all these years, this is something God was preparing me for 20 years. He was preparing me for this opportunity as I look back, right? Hindsight's 2020. I would not have been able to do that. So strength, your investment into your body, investment into yourself, investment into your psyche and being as healthy and as the strongest version of yourself, being strong in the 5 elements, what I call the 5 elements of a strong man, right? Being strong mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and community. Being strong in all 5 of these aspects, right? If those are not about you, and you need to invest into yourself, whether that's with me or any other coach. Every man needs to have his own coach, right? So as I look back, man, you know what, that was somewhat of an irresponsible thing for me to do, but I had to look beyond myself. And one of the things that I wanted to display to my kids was that strength has a greater purpose. Okay, strength isn't about me, that I'm a teacher of strength, that I don't talk about this very often, right? I don't talk about this. So like, you know, being a quiet student, right? A quiet professional, right? So not boasting and talking about, you know, certain things, right? So, man, if you're sitting here and you're watching this video right now and you found yourself, you know, in that same mindset of, man, it would be an irresponsible thing for me to do this when I know I should be doing this. I shouldn't be spending this money on improving myself when I should probably be doing this, right? If we find ourselves in that mindset, you need to check your mindset, because it's not about you. Because if you can't show up the way that you're supposed to be, 5 elements of a strongman: mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and to provide for your community, your friends, your family, those around you, man, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Okay, so check it out. I'm doing a totally free 5-day truth series, a Better Man Truth series. And at the end of this, you're going to be a better man, husband, and father. I'm doing it live in my Facebook group. We're kicking off this Monday, the 1st of February at 1900. Right? So 7 p.m. for the 24-hour challenged people. 1900 hours Central Standard Time. Okay? I'm going to be going live every single day, covering the truth of things that unfortunately maybe we don't want to hear, but we need to hear in order to break through. A lot of the lies and the stories that we're telling ourselves that are holding us back from that ultimate purpose that we've been called to live. Okay? So in the description, I'm going to drop the link. You can join the group. Just join. It's a free challenge. It's just going to join in, and I'm going to be going off and serving you and providing you with a 5-day truth series. Okay, so be sure to join the group. Here's why you need to do this, and here's why you need to do this like right now. Okay, for one, you don't have any more time to waste. Your kids are growing. Your life is moving along. If you wait for the when-then thing to happen, that will never happen. It will never happen. There will never be a good time to have kids. There will never be a good time to start a business. There will never be a good time to lose weight. There will never be a good time to do anything, okay? What lies in the balance, right? Is it your sanity? Is it relationships? Could this truth series possibly save you from a divorce? How much is that worth? Could this truth series possibly save you from another back injury? Could it possibly save you from, I don't know, heart attack? Like you enter that, right? Maybe a potential career advancement, right? What if you started to balance these 5 elements of the strong man, and you started walking with more confidence, and you're more productive at work, and you get a freaking raise? Like, is that worth it to you, right? So this is why you need to do this. This is why you need to do this right now. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. Be sure to join the group, and I'll be going live this Monday, 1900 hours, 7 p.m. for those that are challenged, 24-hour calendar, Central Time. All right, so thank you everybody for watching, and I look forward to seeing you this Monday at 1900. Later.